The barrage of sending 2 people to the hospital, and it lands a rapper in jail. 7 Sheldon Fox with the exclusive.
Police and prosecutors say Pooh Shiesty was part of the group that ended up in this parking lot that October afternoon where the flew, and it happened right across the street from the police department and town hall here in Bay Harbor Islands, and days before an arrest.
Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty was one of the fastest growing rappers until he threw his life away by committing an armed robbery inside of a green McLaren. Then 3 hours later, self-snitched by flexing the same green McLaren on social media, leading up to his official arrest. Rappers then began hating on Pooh Shiesty for allegedly snitching, as when he was arrested, he created a proffer deal with the feds. However, many rappers looked at it as snitching. This is when his best friend Big 30 even had to defend Shiesty on IG Live.
My mama, if you see some paperwork, my mama, I do whatever y'all tell me to do. Cause my eyebrows, mustache, hair, I throw my chains in the river and jump in and if Shiesty snitch. Go home, take one to the. I ain't got no rat.
With rappers calling him out for snitching, Shiesty would call them all out from his jail cell. But to understand the message he gave and when his release date could be, we first need to learn how Shiesty allegedly snitched, as well as the details about the crime that he committed. As the snitching allegations started to rise when DJ Academics would reveal that Pooh Shiesty hasn't been living that regular jail life, and instead, he has his own cell phone where he is allowed to play Fortnite Mobile in his jail cell.
Salute to Pooh Shiesty, who look like he's absolutely chilling in jail. My boy got a little Richard Millie, you know what I mean? Got the haircut all right, you know what I mean?
They be playing Fortnite Mobile
in jail. Oh, he got the Timbs on. They look fresh as well. Yo, this so chilling in prison. He got 2 watches, like, you know what I mean? Like 2 watches, not even 1.
As this was the first red flag about Shiesty's court case, as someone that committed the charges he did should not be playing Fortnite Mobile in his jail cell. In the original crime documents from the police themselves, it begins that Pooh Shiesty and his best friend set up a meet on Instagram DMs for high-end sneakers as well as narcotics. Pooh Shiesty is seen arriving to the meet driving a bright green McLaren. While awaiting the seller's arrival, Shiesty and his boy created a plan to steal the items against these 2 men rather than pay for them. Once the sellers arrived, they would place the sneakers on top of their hood. Shiesty would end up doing a legit check on the pair of sneakers, giving his best friend enough time to get into position for what was about to go down. Shiesty would begin negotiating on a price for the sneakers, leading into a small argument brewing up between Shiesty and the main seller. Ultimately, things got heated. Shiesty would then be seen grabbing a firearm from out of his waistband. With the 2 men starting to sprint away, Shiesty's best friend went into their vehicle and stole everything from the inside, while Shiesty was chasing the 2 sellers with a firearm. The 2 were not quick enough, as Shiesty would end up connecting to both of them, hitting one in the backside and the other one in the hip. While Shiesty was handling the 2 men, his boy grabbed everything from the trunk of their car, threw it into the McLaren, while Shiesty was making sure his job was done. When his job was finished, he would then sprint to the driver's side of the McLaren. Jumping on the inside, this vehicle had butterfly doors, meaning the car door goes upwards. Being in a hurry as they were, Shiesty would grab his door handle, slam the door closed, without even realizing his Louis Vuitton bag on his side door pocket just fell onto the concrete inside of the parking lot. This Louis Vuitton bag that he left behind had $40,912 in cash, way more than enough to pay for the sneakers and narcotics, but this played a major role in the evidence against Shiesty, but more on that later. Pooh Shiesty would drive immediately to the closest Miami airport. He would rent a private jet for him and his best friend, then flew straight out of Miami, Florida. While in the air of his private jet, Pooh Shiesty would post 2 selfies to his Instagram. One flexing the all-green McLaren he was just driving in, as well as the second photo showing the license plate of the car they were in. This obviously led into the arrest of Pooh Shiesty just the following day later.
The town of Bay Harbor Island says you're wanted with a He's also charged with armed robbery, battery in their affidavit, saying the 2 left the state in a private jet.
Once he was booked into jail, he would be quickly bonded out for $30,000 by Gucci Mane. Then, after being on bond for a few months, he would be officially arrested for the crimes that he committed.
Mr. Williams, you were arrested for pursuant to an arrest warrant. It was issued June 3rd. It's charging you. You have 2 attorneys here, or is it? I'm sorry, 2 attorneys in the state. Go ahead. You want to announce? Again.
Brad Cohen and Sam Zegny. for the defendant.
Have you had a chance to review?
Yes, Judge, we have.
This is when DJ Academics would report, breaking, Pooh Shiesty sentenced to 63 months in prison. He was facing 8 years. 63 months for firearm charges, robbery, as well as connecting to somebody with a firearm is extremely low, and it is for one specific reason, as Pooh Shiesty created what's known as a proffer deal with the feds. What sounds like snitching is actually when the criminal proves additional detailed information to the feds relating to the offense for which immunity, or in this case, a lesser prison sentence, is granted. Now, Shiesty used a proffer deal to have his charges of 8 years inside of prison dropped for 63 months inside. As DJ Academics would reveal recently, Pooh Shiesty is almost near being released from prison.
And I think he's coming home like next year, maybe the year after. However, it looked like he's, taking responsibility of whatever happened and doing his time, not crying, clearly trying to let people know he's straight. And I do think when he comes back out, granted, as long as it's not like too far from now, if he comes back in a year, he's good. I still think even within 2 years.
This made many rappers in the industry angry, and it even threw away his reputation in the rap game, as they all believe that Shiesty gave information on the case and those involved. However, the reality is, a part of his proffer deal is he only had to snitch on himself. He had to write out to the judge and prosecutors the information on the crime that he committed himself and the mistakes that he made, as this is the best part. Pooh Shiesty would write out his first mistake. He committed an armed robbery right beside a police station. The video footage you see here is actually recorded from a police station camera across the street, as once the sound of firearms in the area were heard, several police cars started turning on their sirens. This is why Pooh Shiesty was in such a hurry to get into the McLaren, slam his door shut, and drive away. It obviously didn't take the police long to just look through the recording tapes from the video camera across the street to find out any information on the suspects. Shiesty would then write out the second mistake. This would be not picking up his Louis Vuitton bag holding the $40,912 in cash. Now, the feds already had an idea of who committed the robbery because of the third mistake, but they still went to Pooh Shiesty's Instagram. They downloaded a few photos, and in those photos of Shiesty, he was stretching many $100 bills across his body. Well, the feds zoomed in on these photos to where they could see the serial numbers on the bills, and with creative police work, they noticed that the photos on the serial number on the bill ended up matching the bills on the inside of the Louis Vuitton bag, as this then led into the biggest mistake of them all. Pooh Shiesty posted a selfie of the all-green McLaren that he committed an armed robbery in just 3 hours after committing the crime. I wish that this was a lie, but Pooh Shiesty really took a selfie with the sports car, drove over to the parking lot, committed an armed robbery, then went to the airport, while in the air, posted the all-green McLaren online. With obviously himself snitching that it was him, he would even go on to release a music video titled Gone MIA, flexing the all-green McLaren for a second time. Even with the information that he only snitched on himself in this court case being released to the public, rappers continued calling him out for snitching. This led into Shiesty sending out a message from his jail cell, to which reads, "King Shiesty tapping in from the middle of the penitentiary, aka a bad place, where they say I can't go, jailing no telling, I still remain untouched, millions still in double digits, tell Google to fix my net worth, cause we can verify it right now. I was 21 up 8 figures, Jay-Z can't even relate to my money, I put on for the CG stuff every day and twice on Sundays. I'm on the same stuff from Tokyo to Tennessee, ain't gonna go fed to start getting scared, ain't no one ever played with me free or in jail." As Shiesty in jail is still standing tall. However, he would share a message during an interview right before he was arrested, which is very important to hear.
Really when I got signed, but I'm gonna tell you before I got signed, like breaking news. The verse on breaking news made everybody go crazy, and folks started saying I'm their favorite rapper already, so I'm gonna stop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just made me go harder.
So the success kind of gave you the confidence to really keep it up?
Yeah, they rocking with me for sure.
Man.
It's in my first verse.